Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Soul Standing. My name is Beth, and today is Friday, August the 11th, so it's time for Friday Reads. I know it's a little late in the evening. I had stuff going on today, and I'll tell you about that in the second half of the video, which has a little mini haul for you guys. But first, I want to talk about the books I'm going to be reading this weekend because that's what we're here for. So I have two Tome Topple books and one not Tome Topple book. The first one I want to talk about is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is a Tome Topple book. It is book one in the Live Ship Traders trilogy, and I have been told so many good things about this book, about the trilogy, about everything Robin Hobb does, that I'm very disappointed to tell you that I am on the second page of the first chapter and really struggling. Now, it could be because I have so much anxiety going on in her writing style and the way she puts together sentences is completely different from anything I've been reading and possibly have ever read. And it's giving me little mild panic attacks, honestly. I've reread several sentences several times trying to figure out what she was trying to say, if she meant to put it that way, what was going on, and it's just causing me to a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first chapter if I can get through it. If by Monday I have not managed to get through the first chapter, I am going to put this aside. But I'm going to read at least the first chapter. It's 33 pages long. I'm going to do my best this evening and tomorrow to get through the first chapter. And if by the end of the first chapter I'm still having issues with the writing style, I'm still having little anxiety attacks over what's going on, then I'm going to put this down. But I'm not going to DNF it. I'm not going to donate it. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to put it back on my TBR shelf. And that way, if, as I suspect, it is everything else going on in my life that's got me anxious at the moment, that's messing with my ability to read this, then later on, when I'm no longer freaking out about the fact that my first day of in service is on Monday, I can come back and probably just devour this book. The other Tome Topple book I have going on right now is The History and Mystery of the World's Greatest Unsolved Ciphers from Ancient Egypt to Online Secret Societies by Craig P. Bauer. And this book is awesome. I'm only on page 94. While the author is writing it in like the best narrative I've read in a nonfiction book in a while, it's still chock full of history and science and math and theories and all the different kinds of ciphers and how to be a crypto analyst and how they work things and all that stuff. So it takes a while, especially for someone like me who's not big on math, but it's well worth it. The first chapter is 88 pages long, and it was about what they now call Manuscript 408. And it was great, and some of the theories are hilarious, and it is still to this day uh, undeciphered, undeciphered. It's still in cipher mode. Like we can't read it. It was discovered in the mid 16th century. So yeah, check that out if you're interested in that kind of thing. My other Friday Reads book that is non Tome Topple is The Story Cure, a book doppers, a book doctor's pain-free guide to finishing your novel or memoir by Dinty W. Moore. I'm still in chapter one because I've been working on my Tome Topple books. I did finish my second Tome Topple book, guys, and I will do a review for that sometime soon. Um, but yeah, it's interesting so far. I'm enjoying it, and I will do a full review of it when I get finished with that. Now on to why this video is going up at 9 o'clock at night in my time zone. That's because we went out of town. Our favorite thrift store is about an hour and a half away. And last week, my daughter came up to me and was like, "Hey, mom, I'm almost 5. I'm going into kindergarten. So I need to be a big girl and we've got to clean out my stuff and rearrange my room. And, it has to be a big girl spot." So we took everything out of her room and her playroom and sorted it. And she wound up having one of those big, like 4 foot tall kitchen moving boxes filled to the brim, plus a big trash bag full of clothes and just all sorts of. We had the box, the trash bag, a couple of little bags, a little toy box full of little toys, just craziness. So we went to the thrift store, and while we were there, of course, we went in the thrift store and we found some really cool things. Like we found a Dorothy talking Barbie doll, like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. When you press the button on her back, she says, "We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto, and there's no place like home." And there's a button on her foot that you can push, and she'll say, "There's no place like home," and her feet light up red. She doesn't have her shoes, but we can buy her some shoes. It'll be fine. Elena found a Sophia the First baby doll that has a talking box, and you press the amulet, and she says, "I love my animal friends," and a couple of other things. Um, and some books for her as well, which she would not let me bring up the stairs and do a whole video with. I also found this Hip Holidays CD and this Pianist Christmas book. It's a program of settings for Christmas music making, which is basically accompaniment for solo and ensembles for Christmas songs, which is going to come in really handy at my new gig. And then I found this really adorable We Sing book. It's for Halloween, and they have like the I'm a Pumpkin song, and then they have the Jack o' Lantern song, and it's a movement song. You can just make up a tune. Um, Sometimes big and sometimes small, but always round and yellow. When children make my famous grin, then I'm a scary fellow. So you kind of do a little sing song tune, and they do this dance, and you can make pumpkin juice punch. And they have that stuff like on every page. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do around Halloween with my younger students, which makes me super excited. And this made me super excited too. They had this for sale for 69 cents. This is Neil Gaiman's Fortunately the Milk, a really good condition, uh, barely used. I mean, it looks practically brand new copy of Fortunately the Milk for 69 cents. It's one of my favorite children's books, which I didn't read until I had a 3-year-old, and now she's almost 5, and we've read it a bajillion times. And she said, "Mom, I know how much you love it, so you can take it upstairs and read it to me next time I come up and sleep with you," because she's my kid. I also got this really cool book that I've never heard of that I can remember, but I'm really excited about it. It's actually 3 fantasy novels in one. So this is a bind up of the 3 Muddle Earth fantasy novels. Um, yeah, and this is by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell. So Chris Riddell is the Oh, he didn't do Fortunately the Milk, huh? He does a lot with Neil Gaiman, so I recognized his name, and some really awesome little illustrations along the pages. It just sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And then finally, I got The Drums of Autumn, which is book 4 in the Outlander series. We're not going to get started on all the things that happened to all of my copies of the Outlander series, but I do now own again Outlander, Dragonfly and Amber, and now Drums of Autumn. So I'm missing book 3 and then everything after book 4. But I want to do a reread of them. And so I originally had contemplated doing that for Tome Topple, but I wanted to get through a lot of books, and I knew that I would just probably not do anything and read Outlander, and that would be that. So I want to be able to take my time. I may do maybe a read along or something later on, or maybe there's someone already doing one I can join in. I don't know. Let me know if you would be interested in a buddy read of Outlander, or maybe a month long Diana Gabaldon-a-thon or something. Let me know. Anyway, there's only one more thing to show you, and it is not a book at all, but I'm so excited. So we went to Hobby Lobby, and they have these sale aisles that are like 90% off sale aisles. And my mom said, "Hey, Beth, look at this." And I was like, "That is so cool. It's a drawer pull, right?" I went, "Cool, but I don't have any cabinet doors and I don't have any anything." And Mom said, "Hey, Beth, they were $7 and they're 69 cents. I bought 3." But she did have a really good idea. She said, "Just get a piece of wood, measure it out, like this wide, paint the wood, and then put your drawer pulls like that. And then all of a sudden they're keychain holders and coat holders or something, you know? You can put it in your classroom or in your bedroom or wherever, and jewelry, umbrella, hats, coats, whatever. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I was going to buy them anyway. They were 69 cents. I've been looking at those suckers with no good reason because I have nothing that needs a drawer pull. But I've been looking at them for a while, so I was super excited. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know if you've read Robin Hobb and you think I should just kind of push through if it's going to get better for me. If you've read any of the books I mentioned, or if you want to know more about any of the books I've mentioned, or anything else I've babbled on about in this video, leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I will talk to you again soon. Until next time, I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Read something good and write something even better, guys. Bye.